How's it going? David from Comic Book Investment. So in this video, we're going to look at 10 of the most desired comic books to come out of 2020. These aren't the variants. I did the variants in the previous video. So these are just the cover A, just the normal comic. And these are 10 of the most sought after ones to come out of 2020. So let's see how they're doing today. Let's see if they've gone up. Some of them have. Or let's see if they've gone down. Most of them have gone down. But let's get right into it and see what's going on. These are in no particular order. All right, Batgirl number 50. At its peak, it was selling for $140. Now it's currently selling for $26. This is for a CGC 9.8. That is down 81%. But when it first came out of the gate, it was selling for $79. And of course, selling for $26 is down 62% from right out of the gate. So yeah, this is going to be a very common theme. Most modern books, I'm sorry, just don't hold their value, especially coming out of the gate. Usually they're much higher right out of the gate because that's what people want. The FOMO is at its peak. People are hyping it up, speculation this, speculation that. Got to get this book because this character is going to be in the new whatever it's going to be, right? Some movie, TV show, who knows? And so speculation is at its all-time high. The publishers like DC, Marvel, Image, all that kind of stuff, they're pumping this book and they want it, got to buy this book for whatever reason they claim to be. So usually FOMO's at its peak there, and that's when people want it the most. All right, next we got Batman 89. At its peak, it was selling for $305, and that was, halfway through its run. Now selling for $91, down 70%. And out of the gate, it was selling for $179. Now it's currently selling for $91, down 49%. This one has been kind of all over the map. So although it's down, there are some that go higher, some that go lower. But if you can look at the graph, you can see it's just kind of all up and down. So it's somewhat held its value, a lot better than most. And again, these are the cover A. So this is, you're getting at cover price, which is $3.99. So if you bought this for $3.99, instantly send it to CGC, get yourself a 9.8, you're into the book for, maybe around $50, $40, $50. So you're still almost doubling your money on the low end. You probably get a little more, but at least it's held its value over this, these are from 2020, over time. Next, we got Captain Marvel, The End, number 1. At its peak, it was selling for $190. Now it's currently selling for $56, down 71%. But out of the gate, it was selling for $40. Now selling $56. That's up 40%. Again, this is cover A, so you're getting it for like $3, $4. And it's just kind of, this one's, if you can find someone willing to pay for it. The $56 seems to be like an auction. Throw it in an auction, someone will pay it. But it looks like you probably get a little more if you're using it as buy it now. Still not bad if you got it out of the gate. If you didn't get it out of the gate and you're buying it now already graded, it's a little too much. All right. Dark Knight's Death Metal, Legends of the Dark Knight, number 1. A 9.8 at its peak was selling for $153. Now selling for $55, down 64%. And right out of the gate, it was selling for $100 and it's down 45%. So it looks like basically in the beginning, worth a lot, and it's slowly just trended down. Then it looks like it's settled around, for the last about year, it's settled around this middle part, which is around 55, probably somewhere around $45 to like $75. So that's a little bit above case cost. And it's just kind of settled around there. I wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of like where it's going to continue to trend at. All right, next we got Star Wars, Darth Vader, number 1. At its peak, it was selling for $203. Now selling for $115. That is down 43%. And out of the gate, it was selling for $49. That is up 135%. This looks like a little different than most. So out of the gate, it just kind of stayed, right? At around the $50 mark, which is called case cost. And then recently it's got a little more popular, but it just seems like some occasional sales here and there. Nothing too special. So it's safe to say this book is around $100, $150 book. And if it can stay this way for a little longer, that means it's, it's solidified as a certain level. Next, we got Daredevil, number 25, a 9.8. At its peak was selling for $245. Now it's selling for $53. That's down 78%. And it's at the start, it was selling for $245. So again, down 78%. So right out of the gate, this was at its peak and it's since dropped. This is very common more to see with modern books. Again, this is 10 of the most sought after and desired books of 2020. So this isn't just like random books. You know, these are the ones that are more key oriented and more desired than some of the other ones that have come out in 2020, most of them. So this is kind of what most modern books will look like. Out of the gate, really expensive, and this get cheaper as time goes along. Then they'll find their floor eventually. All right, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, number 1. A 9.8 at its peak was selling for $150, now selling for $30, down 80%. And out of the gate was selling for $128, and that is down 77%. So yeah, $30. I mean, this book is not going to really go anywhere. Nothing's going to really happen. They probably hyped it up like this is going to be something great, and most people were hoping it would get some kind of TV movie, whatever. Who cares? Deal, some speculation, and again, it just drops basically to case cost, and that's kind of like where this book is going to stay. All right, next we got Strange Academy, number 1. A 9.8 at its peak was selling for $525, now selling for $315, down 40%. Out of the gate, it was selling for $60, now at $315. That's up 425%. So as you can see, this has been going up and up, slowly, steadily going up. And then, yeah, maybe its peak was $525, but at its peak, you know, it looks like it's during its peak month, it was also selling for around $350, $400. So it's not really down that much. This is probably, I don't foresee this book dropping from here on out like the other books do, where it's just like go straight down. So it's kind of finding its floor. Its floor will probably be anywhere from the $250 to $350 mark, and then that'll be kind of its floor. All right, Something is Killing the Children, number 5. A 9.8 at its peak was selling for $650, now selling for $300, down 54%. Out of the gate, selling for $400, now selling for $300. That is down 25%. So I'm actually surprised for something like this to be selling for that high, but it's still like it went up and just ever so slowly going down. That tells me that it's still finding its floor, but it's pretty near to its floor. Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen, number 3. A 9.8 at its peak was selling for $390. Now currently selling for $159, down 59%. And out of the gate, selling for $155. So that is up 3%. So this one kind of took a while, but went up and is kind of slowed down. To me, what I'm looking at, as I'm seeing, is it's finding its floor. And this floor is right around the 150 mark. And what do I mean by floor? I mean, that's kind of like where it's stationary at, right? If you took a Fantasy 15, even if it was dropping in a particular year, you're not going to see that thing drop all the way to $1, right? It's going to have a floor where as soon as it gets to a certain point, no one will let it go below that, right? I mean, it could dip a little bit below, but most people are just going to buy because they know it's a good deal and it's worth getting, and they want it at that price. You're not going to see a fantasy action number 1 all of a sudden slip down to $100. You know, that won't happen. It has a certain floor so if you put it in auction, you'd be crazy not to get it. So I think this is finding its floor, and I think it's found it around this price. And that will be it. That will be the last book on the list. I hope you like this stuff. If you do, go ahead, like this video, and subscribe. Have a great day.